It's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and going live today, Friday afternoon here in Colorado. We are prepping for the weather change. So looking out the window right now, it's a little bit overcast and the wind is picking up. So yeah, I'm trying to get over here into this little corner of the driveway. There's something missing right there where that little stump is. Should have been there earlier this week, but not. That's the location for our well. So let me tell you what happened. Turns out when the truck came, in the last video, the truck had like set up and parked and was ready to start drilling, but I never had seen him. Like he had come when I was gone. And then it turns out that he had called Brian and asked about a permit. And so we're like, well, isn't that part of your job? I mean, it was part of the quote and everything. But somehow he had the misunderstanding that we were getting the permit. Well, he didn't get the permit, we didn't get the permit. So without a permit, he couldn't go ahead and do the drill. And that's where we're at. So he had to come grab his rig and say, sorry guys, but I got some other jobs to do. And so what a big disappointment. I mean, I thought for sure it was going to be a sure thing because it was, his truck was here and I'm thinking, okay, we're next. We're like, this is happening. And then suddenly, like the next day, the truck was gone and we have no well still. So the situation is that, I had dropped off the application at his office and he's going to submit the application with the permit fee and he's going to let us know when that comes back. So I had emailed the company and I said, listen, do you know how soon, we might get a well? Are we next on the list? What's happening here? And they said, we will let you know ASAP, as soon as the permit comes in. And so I don't really know what ASAP means. Does that mean as soon as they can get around to it? Does that mean we're, immediately on the list as soon as they get our permit? Do they squeeze us right back in? So there's still some unknowns there, but we're just going to kind of roll with it because it's what we're going to have to do. So yeah, it's definitely a bummer. And boy, are we waiting for everything. It's like, I guess maybe that's just the nature of building a house is you got to wait and wait more just to wait again. So there's a lot of delays. There's a lot of things you don't have control over. I'm just trying to wing it, and trying to roll with it. And I've got the type B roll with it personality, but this is definitely testing my limits. But I guess if there was some, good news to it, it's not like we were waiting on him to finish our work. We have plenty of other things to do here. So I can definitely take you around and kind of show you what we've been doing, because last video we were talking about getting ready for winter and all the stuff that we had to do to winterize the place, because we don't, we're not all the way, we're dried in, but we're not all the way, weatherized, and we don't have insulation and things like that. So one of the things Brian did here earlier was install a door. So we actually have door and doorknob now, so that's definitely more in place. And so I know, no well again, it's like one of those things, and someday we'll get it and we'll just be like, wow, we have a ton of water. But here, let's see what we're doing with Brian here. He's got been working on cleaning out his car. So now that the weather's nice, it's like we're trying to do all the things that you can do that you're not in the mood for when the weather is really chilly. So detailing the inside of the car, vacuuming, cleaning, and all of that, getting ready for the cold weather and just kind of buttoning up for winter. And earlier today, Brian had taken the tractor down the driveway to do a little bit of grading. So he's got the box grader here on. And since the gas guys had done a lot with digging up the driveway and making a real mess and making it really bumpy, it definitely needed some leveling out. So Brian spent some time doing that today. And let's see. Oh, here's the other thing that's kind of exciting. So this was Brian's pickup after work yesterday. He stopped at, was a landscaping place? Stone yard. Big stone.
corners for houses and
Yeah. So
rock walls.
yeah. So they did. They had a lot of rock for sale, and so whoops, where's my camera going here, guys? Back to Brian. I don't know. I'm still working this thing. So back to the stone over here. So what we've got is it's like a grayish color. Is it a slate or like a sandstone,
I think it's like a soapstone.
soapstone type?
It's really kind of greasy, actually.
It's kind of so maybe it is soapstone. It might be easy to carve. So this is like a bluish gray. These are going to go around the wood stove. So they're 2 feet by 1 foot and
Inch and a quarter thick.
inch and a quarter thick. So definitely heavy duty. That's going to give us a lot of radiant heat once we heat up that corner. So you said it's about 30 square feet.
Yeah.
So 30 square feet. So if you go inside, I'll show you the corner where that's going to go. Over here into where the wood stove is at. So the wood stove is sitting on top of cement board, and there's another piece of it. So it's sitting on top of it, and then there's another piece over there to the left, and that's going to go behind it. And then he'll put the stone on the bottom, and then go ahead and put the stone all along the walls, and we'll kind of build a little rocky corner. So as the wood stove heats up, the stones will absorb all of that, and we'll have a nice radiant corner of heat. So even when the stove dives down, we'll still have some of that radiant heat coming from the stone. We've even got some stones on the property, I think, that would be great for using to kind of add in decoratively, and they can kind of do the same job for the radiant heat. And let's see, so behind the stove here, you can see Brian's been working on a little bit of wiring here, a little bit more, kind of up and down. Yeah, right now the view is like super awesome. It's really peak with the colors of all of the foliage and everything. So I'm really hoping it doesn't get too cold. The forecast doesn't look as cold as it did a few days ago. Like it's might stay in the upper 20s overnight instead of the lower 20s. You can see that patch of trees has already lost a lot of leaves. But some of the trees still have green on them, and like the one out the window right here. So it's like, I wanted to see everything turn orange and yellow before we lost all our leaves. So if we get down to the low 20s, we'll probably have everything turn brown on us, but hopefully not. Well, I'm having my fingers crossed that we'll still have some nice foliage. So back to the wiring. So let's see here. There's a big coil of it down here, and so Brian's been trying to place a lot of it along the sort of the outlets that he's outlining outlets. So that's been going on. I'm trying to think, what else what have we been working on to help winterize? Let's see. Oh, I know. I found this in the storage shed and rolled out a couple of big bags of, down here we've got some big black bags. That's actually pink insulation. So the big pink fiberglass insulation's in those bags. So we had some nice tips from some of our viewers last video about how to winterize, even though we're not really ready with our foam insulation. And so what we might do is use the Pink Panther foam insulation and just kind of tack it in while we're down in the basement, and use that to help mitigate some of the cold snap that we're going to have to face next week. One thing I've been checking out, which is kind of put me at ease a little bit, is the temperature thermometer, our indoor-outdoor thermometer. Last night, went to bed, it was about 58 degrees inside, and when we woke up this morning, it was about 52. So we only lost about 6 degrees overnight, and it was 39 outside when we woke up. So if we had preheated before we went to bed, it's possible that, we could have kept it a little bit warmer in the morning. So we're going to experiment more with that. I'm going to track the next few days and see what our temperature differential is from nighttime, going to bed and waking up, see how our temperature's holding, see how it does when we dip into the lower 30s or the upper 20s. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold, and hopefully we can maintain our temperature. And maybe the insulation will help as well. We've got the breeze kicking up here. So behind me you can see Brian's next to that big spool of wire. That's definitely this is our wire that's going to go in the trench, the big electric trench that's still down our hill right now. So we haven't really figured out how we're going to move that, but okay, so the tractor can lift it. Okay, that's good. And even behind,
and the forks go on either side of it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Let's put a steel pole through it, and then we can just unwind it.
Okay, so a steel pole through the middle hole, and then be able to unwind it going down the hill. So that was why we wanted UPS to deliver it on the top of the hill up here at the top of the driveway instead of at the bottom of the driveway, so we didn't have to worry about carrying it up the hill. So yeah, my hand's cold actually holding onto this camera. I can feel like it's kind of chilly.
The clouds. It's cool right on.
Yeah, when the clouds come over, you lose about 15 or 20 heating degrees. So I've got a coat on today. It's probably 49 right now, but it's been really pleasant with the sun out. But with the sun going away, it's like you kind of feel like you want to have gloves on or a hat if you don't have a lot of hair. So, but I just wanted to give you guys an update for where we're at and just that news about the well, because what a bummer. Ugh. So we're hoping maybe next week we'll hear back from them. Maybe they'll have gotten the permit by then, and then we can sort of plan when they might come back through. But when I looked at their website, the good news is that I saw that the company drills all winter long. Like, there were pictures of the guy in snow gear and snow all over the place, and they were drilling, and it looked like it was snowing while it was drilling. So they're going to keep drilling as long as they can, and we're definitely, hopefully, high up on the list, so we'll get ours done before the ground freezes too hard. Because otherwise it's just more of this, and we're just looking at more of our water tank, which looks like it's getting kind of low, but actually that's probably a good 2 weeks worth of our water supply. We can't really fill it all the way with the way that the tractor is, because it can't lift a full tank of water. It's 275 gallons, I think. So that's the one thing. But so anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of, what happened with the well. It's definitely a bummer that it didn't get done, but it's not that it's never going to get done. It's just not getting done this week. And I just hate saying that it got canceled on us, but that's what happened. So anyway, so we're going to give you guys an update as Brian's working on the wood stove. He's ordered a bunch of parts for the chimney and the stovepipe and all of that. And then also we're going to work on, what was the other thing we were going to... Oh, he wants to do a review of the tractor.
Yep.
So
New things.
the new attachments and the plow and all of that stuff that kind of came with it. So if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, or things that you want to see some videos on of our progress, let us know in the comments, and we'll see if we can get some of those put together. Right now we're just busy trying to get bundled up for this weather coming in. So you must be cold with no coat on.
I know, yeah. I took off my sweatshirt earlier because it was so hot.
It was hot where the sun was out, and now I just felt a raindrop. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, take care. We will see you next time, and thanks for tuning in. Just want to give you a quick update this week before the weekend hit, and we will see you at the next video. All right, bye-bye.